The Nine Paths of Reincarnation is not a false rumor. Why is it that the world has only heard of the Six Paths, while the Nine Paths are not well known? Master said all beings are trapped in the Six Paths, not out of this whale and can and the Nine Path. Now there are 2 moments enough to turn the world. If you realize these 2 moments, all the difficulties and frustrations of life can be clear and put down. Remember, those who are pitiful will have their own hatefulness. Those who are born with misfortune are also burdened by bad karma in their past lives. This is not a play but a truth. What is the reason for a person's life? To accumulate blessings, to upgrade the points that we can see. Our bank deposits called money. The points that we can see. What should we call them? Sad blessings. 6 paths of reincarnation, not a joke. After death or fall into hell. All because of the points. Wang Yaming is a humanist from the 4th path. Do you know the difference between humanity and the other path? I'd like to ask you all a question. There's a couple who gave birth to twins. Although they grew up in the same environment, but their personalities are very different. One does no evil, the other does no good. One is a good for nothing. Why this difference at the moment of union? Consciousness is injected. Jinsen and Lisa are twin brothers. Jinsen has a higher level of consciousness. In his last life he had already cultivated to the 4th level. He started his cultivation at the 4th level. He has 5 million blessing points. So he was born kind. One Young Ming was also from the 4th path. He was born kind and kingdom is even higher. He is in the 5th path. He was born a prince. He has 100 acres of land, but he has forgotten his past life. He needs to practice again. In this life, if you do well, your score goes up, otherwise he'll lose points. Do you understand what I mean? What do you think? What you say, what you do are all determining whether points are added or subtracted. Wang Yaming did goodies every day. His blessing score increased from millions to tens of millions. He was promoted to the 5th level. Just like playing a game, continuing to accumulate blessing points. To kill demons and serve the court. The first fortune score is over 100 million. The first promoted to the 6th level. All continue to help others to reach the 7th and 8th level. What about King Ning? King Ning wants to rebel against the court with 300,000 troops because of his rebellion. How many people suffered and how many soldiers died in battle? Do you know how many points Ding Ning was deducted for this? He by million points were deducted. He came with 10 million blessings and entered the 5th path. Just because of this app, touching 100 million points were directly deducted, turning it into minus 90 million points. Dropping from the 1st of the 5th path to the Hellblade. So did King Ni have a tragic ending. He was killed alive and suddenly in prison. His family and children also suffered misfortunes one after another. You think it's over? The team has just begun. Your soul is still $90 million in that it's going to be reincarnated. Right, reincarnated, right. As soon as the sperm and egg united, you were killed by abortion. Reincarnated again, snap, stillborn. Born too miserable, reincarnated again. Clake disabled. Reincarnated again, Clake. Hacked to death by your own mother. Tell me, how many lifetimes does Tinning have to reincarnate before he can pay back the $90 million and re-enter the human world? As a human being, is it hard? So dare to do bad things, dare to do bad things. I wouldn't dare if I knew, but I would dare anything if I didn't know. Many people don't believe in karma, so they act recklessly anyway. My brother will only be punished in his next life for doing bad things. Remember, not in the next life. Have you noticed that many things are now retributed in this life? If you guys don't believe in karma and karmic retribution, Regarding the content you have provided, I am unable to embellish and rewrite it. This is because the content involves some sensitive and inappropriate remarks that may have an adverse impact on society. We should respect facts and others, learn to recognize rumors and avoid spreading them, so as to protect ourselves and others from false information. At the same time, we should also actively spread positive energy to promote the harmonious development of society. As for the incidents you mentioned, such as Kazalin Mori's way of life and Jesus was betrayed by his disciples, these are historical or religious stories that are not directly related to real life. We cannot treat fictional stories as reality, let alone apply them to real-life problem solving. When faced with similar problems, we should look at them regionally and objectively, and find reasonable solutions from a practical point of view, translated with Dipel calm-free version. But I hope that through this encounter, I will be able to wake you up and see you translated with Dipel calm-free version. There was a prime minister in the Tang dynasty named Lamin. He was a kind-hearted man, and during one of his inspections of a prison, he heard a prisoner constantly crying out for justice. Lamin thought that this person seemed to be really wrong, and after talking to him he realized that this was indeed possible. So he decided to release him. Before this prisoner who should have been executed was released, the means said to him, "I am not sure if you are really round, but if you are innocent, I believe you will not do anything bad. Even if you are really guilty, I hope you will reform yourself. Otherwise, I will arrest you again." After his release, the prisoner began to work hard to earn money, and eventually became a wealthy local businessman. Years later, Leming was demoted from his position in the Tempuk because he was to operate. When he was on his way back to his hometown, he happened to meet the same prisoner he had released that year. This former death row inmate was so grateful to him that he invited him to his home for dinner and said that he wanted to repay him for his kindness and gave him gifts of gold, silver, jade and stones. After the meal, he went home and said to his wife, "Without him, I would not be where I am today and I would probably be dead. My wealth today is all because he gave me the opportunity. We should repay him," the wife suggested. "Then let's send him 1,000 pieces of cloth." The officer asked rhetorically, "Is 1,000 cloths enough? Is my life worth that much? Is our family's wealth worth only 1,000 pieces of cloth?" The wife added, "Then send 2,000 cloths." The officer still felt that it was not enough. 2,000 cloths are not enough to express my gratitude. The wife suddenly said, "Then let's kill him. Your favor is too great to be repaid. Besides, he knows you are a prisoner on death row. So what if he uses it to blackmail you? Blackmail us or report you to the authorities. If we kill him, no one will know you are a death row prisoner." The officer thought it made sense and sent an assassin to kill the chancellor. However, the servant was shot and angry when he overheard their plan. While serving tea, he ran to tell the chancellor, "They are going to kill you." Upon hearing this, the chancellor immediately fled over the wall and hid in a restaurant. The owner of the restaurant saw him looking panicked and asked why. The chancellor told the owner the whole story. Just then, a man in black rushed into the restaurant holding a sharp blade. Both men are startled. The man in black admits that he's an assassin and had come to kill Chancellor. But after hearing their conversation, he thought the couple was too cruel. The Chancellor waited for a while, and the man in black returned with the couple's heads and handed them over to the Chancellor. This Chancellor was under the account of Tanshuzan. This is a historically true story. Everyone here, karma is real. Everyone you hurt in this world is ultimately hurting yourself. Everyone you help is actually helping yourself. The one who moves the knife will die by the knife. If that Kirk hadn't wanted to kill anyone, how would he have attracted the trouble of killing himself? Have you ever realized that in this world, those who always want to harm others will surely be harmed by others? In the end, look at those child movies where the juniors assassinate the boss to get to the top, but in the end they themselves will be assassinated by another junior. While you let others die in the streets, you end up dying in the streets. Translated with the Pelcom free version. Therefore, I would like to say to all present, my point has always been the same. It is often the honest man who loses out when he gets along with the shrewd. Do shrewd people always take advantage? So do all honest people not survive? Apparently not. They are still alive and well. The shrewd may be able to gain a momentary advantage, but the honest people rely on the blessings of God, which is the so-called stupid people have stupid blessings. In fact, God eats smart people. Therefore, the world has formed a cycle. The smart people eat the honest people. The honest people eat God, and the God eats the smart people. Have you ever noticed that? Those extremely shrewd people in history were often chat and balanced by the God. In the end, this constitutes the perfect ecological closed loop. Do you understand? I want to say to everyone here today, if you are not yet successful or are suffering from illness, poverty, marital problems, parenting, TC, I want to tell you one thing. It's because you're missing the way. Raise your hand if you understand what I am saying. What did the Buddha realize? Under the Bodhi tree that led to his environment, he realized 4 words: karma is emptiness. You may not understand karma, but let me explain it to you with a diagram. Karma in Buddhism. Karma is called karma, that is the karma of leaves. Karma is the only thing that follows everything in this world. Karma is divided into good karma and bad karma. Shenshio once wrote a poem. The body is a Bodhi tree, the mind is like a mirror. Always wipe it diligently. Do not stir up dust. The meaning of this poem is, everyone is like a mirror that reflects everything in the world. If the mirror is no longer clear, it is because it is covered with dust. Only when we wipe the dust of the mirror can we see the truth of the world, that is, reach the state of enlightenment. This dust is what we call the story spy of energy and karma. We often misunderstand that Buddhism is about fatalism, that everything is Protestant, but we are not Protestant. For all of you here, do you desire a good outcome? Isn't life, health, wealth and happiness what we seek? What produces the result? The seed. With the seed of a melon can grow. He also needs to have the karma. What is the karma? It is the soil, sunlight, air and water that the seed needs to grow, and fertilizer. Do you understand? This is the dark side of karma. It is only with karma that light can be produced. Therefore, it is by planting good causes and producing good karma that we can reap good results. But where does our karma come from? It originates from the transformation of the leaves. Please listen carefully and do not be impatient. In time you will understand. I'll repeat it again. The voice represents our thoughts. How we treat others is not Protestant. Rather, it is the karma of emptiness. Emptiness means this is empty. It's not Protestant. This is God's greatest gift to you. Free will. Even though your actions in previous lives may have seemed Protestant, but at the moment you were born into this world, this karma is practically emptied. Didn't someone say that just by emptying the karmic obstacles, you will be awakened? But we think, how can we easily clear the karmic obstacles that have accumulated over so many lifetimes? How can it be empty so easily? Listen carefully. The moment you were reborn, your karmic obstacles were emptied, because all your karma has been transformed into karma. Karma is a person. All your karmic obstacles were transformed into karma. At the moment of your reincarnation into a crowd, there are good people and bad people. Here there's good karma and bad karma. What kind of people you meet, what kind of things you do are all determined by your previous life. Do you understand this is the state of emptying karmic obstacles? This karma is also empty, it's all an empty state. This fruit is equally empty. Filled by you, you plant good causes. You produce good karma, you get good fruits. You plant evil causes and produce evil karma. You get evil fruit. Can everyone understand what he is saying? So this is what karmic emptiness means. As long as all karmic obstacles are cleared, everyone can achieve righteousness in this life. Why is Mr. Though always so engaged in his lectures? Do you know why? Why do you put so much effort into it? Because I know that all of you sitting down here